The interviews is the least important part of the content if you want to build a coaching practice. You're not likely going to build a 1 million subscriber channel this way, but it doesn't matter yet. It's usually a lot easier to win in the domestic market. So Petra is part of my Movement Makers program, and part of that is we do an IG Live together. So welcome aboard, Petra.
Hello, hello.
So what do you got? How can I help?
Yeah, I have quite some questions. I started like last year around sometimes as now. And I'm struggling a little bit how to get more views. You know, I'm doing my YouTube videos in Slovene language. So we are like 2 million people, not a lot. And I don't know if I have to go in English or it's good to go in Slovene, because what's the best way?
Who do you want to sell to? Who's your target audience?
For now, Slovene people. Yeah.
So with language, it's usually a lot easier to win in the domestic market. It's easier to win. There's just aren't enough, and I don't know enough about Slovenia YouTube and who's creating there and content. But my Spanish channel, my Russian channel have been easier to grow than my English one, because it just isn't as much. There's not as much competition. So I don't think there's anybody or very many high quality people posting content in Slovene is the language. Slovene.
Yeah.
So that is going to be an easier path to get views, but it just won't be big views because how many people speak Slovene? I mean, it's going to be Slovenia and maybe some people from around the world who have moved to Canada or United States or something, but for the most part, it's local. But if that's who you're selling to, if that's who you're going to be doing work with, that's where you want to be for phase one for sure.
Yeah, I was listening a lot of your videos about getting clients also on Instagram live, like coaching.
Yeah.
I try to do that. Nobody answers. So,
no, hold on. Nobody answered on the DMs. Nobody answered, or nobody answered when you went live.
Nothing.
Okay, so
like totally flat.
Okay, so how many people follow you on Instagram?
I have like I think around 400. Yeah, not much.
That should be enough. No, but 400 is easily enough. And how many are they all from Slovenia?
Mostly, yeah.
And so you did it. You DM'd them and said, "Hey, do you want to go live with me to do coaching?"
No, I posted. How you say, a story, and I wrote it in there. Yeah, I didn't DM them.
No, nobody watches. I mean, very few people will actually watch your stories. You need to DM them. I did this myself. Like when I was doing this, when I launched that idea, I was on an airplane flying from Los Angeles back to my home in Toronto. And I was DMing the first 5 people. I was flying a Friday night. I was going to start Monday morning or Monday afternoon. And here, do you want to be my first guest? People will see a DM. They won't see a story. Like just most people won't watch a story. And then they may not say, I don't know if it's for me. And then 15 seconds, they moved on. But if you've sent a video to say, hey, Luca, thank you for following me. I'm starting a new show. Do you want to be the first guest? You can ask me anything. Free coaching for 25 minutes.
Oh, that's really good.
It takes you like 10 seconds for each one. So you can go through them super quick. I do it a video because you can see your face and smile and energy. And it's better than just text. And they're already following you. So they know who you are, right? It's not like, who is this random person who's sending me a video DM? From 400 people, you will definitely you can get enough for the next year of people, right? Like if you're doing a show a couple times a week, you can get enough just from that base.
What do you recommend to do it in the evening, during the day?
That's more for you. You know, what works for you. People will adjust. So there's always going to be somebody who can't make it, who's like, oh, no, morning's not good for me, or evening's not good for me, or lunchtime's not good. There's always going to be somebody. So what's the easiest spot for you to be consistent on? If you like having a part of your morning routine because you like the energy of helping somebody. For me, I do it at 2 o'clock my time in Toronto because it's a break for me in the middle of my day. So I have my morning routine and stuff, and then this, and then my afternoon, evening routine. I like having a break kind of in the middle. For some people, it's super convenient. You know, like for you, what time was it for you? Like 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock?
No, it's 8.
8 o'clock's in the middle. Convenient-ish, you know, that's not too bad. But for someone in Australia, it's impossible for them to, not impossible. They have to wake up in, you know, the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And that's fine. You know, so I don't have as many Australians watching. It's designed for my convenience. And so same thing for you, whatever time, what's the most easy spot? Like, what do you think? What's the easiest spot for you to stay consistent on?
I think it would be around 1. Yeah.
Like just
During
after
the
lunch?
day.
Yeah. So do it at 1. So DM people, say, hey, I'm starting the show tomorrow, 1 o'clock, coaching for free. What do you coach on?
Personal development. I'm doing empowerment for the women. So how to feel worthy. Yeah. I'm
Great.
doing also this kind of stuff.
So targeting women.
Yeah.
Great. So DM the women who follow you, right? And you probably have more women follow you than men anyway, if that's your message. But you DM them and say, hey, tomorrow I'm starting the show for personal development and women empowerment. If you want to be on for free, you get access to me. Normally I charge for this, but for you it'd be free tomorrow. People can learn from your story too. 1 o'clock, you want to join me? You'll get people, right? I mean, it's not going to be it's not going to be like 100% of people will say yes. Maybe even not even 50% of people will say yes. But it takes you 8 seconds, 10 seconds to send that DM. And worst case, nobody's going to watch that and say, oh my God, I hate this woman, right? Like worst case, you're just creating a deeper relationship. Somebody might say, no, I'm too afraid to do it, or I can't make 1 o'clock. But now they know you do coaching. Maybe somebody in there hires you to work on something together. So yeah, I think you're doing it. You just got to do the DMs. I would be shocked. Like if you can report back, or I'll see you in the next Movement Maker session. If you say that I sent 100 DMs and nobody said yes, I would be it's just not possible. Somebody's going to say yes.
People are really afraid of speaking in public, you know.
Well, but that's everywhere. That's not just
that's everywhere.
That's here too. People are afraid. And how you do it is you say that it's free, where normally would be something that people pay for. And 2, that their story can help other people. That in coaching you, we're going to help other people who currently are like you, and you will be an inspiration to them through our session. And some people will really resonate with that, and some people won't, and it's okay. Like it's only value add, right? You're not selling them anything. It's just right into I want to help you. You might even get a client from it, you know, like just from that, who they want coaching, but they don't want it to be public.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started with live videos on Facebook in my group.
Yeah.
So maybe, I should do that also here on
Okay,
IG.
but live, like with bringing people in, or live just you?
Just me. Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. But if you want to be a coach, I need to see you coaching. I need to see you actually coaching. Because there's one thing to be a great just talking to camera or sharing a message. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can be a coach. And I'm sure you can be a great coach. I need to see it. People need to see it. So when you bring a woman in and you help her, and she leaves the session with you saying, oh my gosh, thank you. I can't believe you just unlocked everything for me. Other people watching will see themselves in that woman and say, oh, I'm like her. Can I be on the show next? Or can I work with you? Can I hire you? Because I don't want it to be public. Yeah. So I would do that. And that's fun. It's fun, right? I mean, it should be fun. You have people come on. It might be a little stressful at the beginning because, oh my God, it's live and hey, how are you? And all this, but this is fun for me, right? Like my 2 o'clock spot, this is fun. I look forward to it. It's not like, oh, okay, I got to talk to Petra. This sucks. I like it. It's fun for me. Right? It's genuinely fun to come on and do these lives. I think you'll have a lot of fun, and it also helps build the brand and gives you video content for your channels. The other thing, though, I would do is look at all the popular English personal development videos and make your version in Slovene.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be looking at the most popular videos on Tony Robbins' channel, on Brendan Burchard's channel, on whoever, like who do you resonate, which English speaker do you resonate the most with on personal development?
Yeah, I like Brendan Burchard. I like also Marissa Peer, if you know her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and...
Do you do hypnotherapy and that kind of stuff too?
Also, yeah.
Okay, okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Marissa's growing.
Mm-hmm.
I love Marissa. I mean, we did a hypnotherapy live session.
Oh, good.
Where she had me lie on the floor and had me flicker my eyes and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would go to their channels and go look at what are their most popular videos and take the exact same title and just make a Slovene version of it.
Mm. Yeah, I wanted to ask you how you get your ideas for videos. You have a lot of them.
Yeah, most of it comes from my audience. So we pay attention to the comments. We get so many comments every day. And then it's a mix of, okay, what does the audience want? Plus, what do we want to make? It's in that combination. Mm-hmm. If the audience wants it, but we don't want to make it, then we don't do it. And if
then you don't resonate with it, yeah.
Yeah, you have to love it. You have to resonate with it. I also just get inspired and I see stuff that I want to make. And a lot of times it doesn't work. And sometimes it does. And so we put it up. If you don't have a lot of comments yet, go to other people's channels. I think your best bet, because there's probably no huge person in Slovenia for personal development. Like you could be the person in Slovenia. It's just so much easier than to be that person in America. And I think the best path to get ideas is looking at Brendan Burchard, Marissa Peer, Tony Robbins, look at their channels, see what's most popular. I don't even care what they say, right? Like Brendan, whatever his #1 video is, I think it has 6 million views or something. If it's, how to reprogram your mind for success, let's say like that's the video title. Great. You don't need to watch the video to see what Brendan says. Just take that exact title, translate it into Slovene, and then you tell me your version of how to reprogram your mind for success.
Do you suggest to put a lot of videos inside or just to be me speaking?
Those would be you speaking. I would mix it between you speaking and you coaching.
Okay.
Yeah, I think both, and you're not likely going to build a 1 million subscriber channel this way because there's only 2 million people in Slovenia. But it doesn't matter yet, like right now it's how do we build the brand? How do you become the person in Slovenia? How do you build a super successful coaching practice, charging what you're worth, having a lot of fun and bringing a lot of value, building a small team. And then if your bigger ambition is to say, I want to help women, period, not just in Slovenia, but women around the world, then you go English. I mean, then English becomes the important thing. But you have a team and you have a budget and you have a business to now support the expansion. Yeah. So that's what I recommend. Like we've got this channel, those two, that's Russian and Spanish. And we got there a lot faster than this one, right? Than the main one. And videos that we put up on those channels often do way better than they do on the English, just because there's so little supply. There's nobody doing it in Slovene. Most of the people who care about personal development probably are going to the English channels and trying to learn and maybe even slowing it down because they don't understand all the words. And I'm sure a lot of people in Slovenia speak English. Do you learn it in school? It's like the second language, but it's still not the same. It's not the same as getting it in the native language. A lot of the people who watch my Russian channel or Spanish channel, they know English. They can have a conversation like this in English, but they just rather see it in Spanish because that's their native tongue.
Yeah, it's easier.
It's easier. Yeah, and also with you can bring up cultural specific things. You can use examples whatever's happening right now in Slovenia, whoever your politicians are, or whatever's happening in the economy, or whatever is on the front page of the newspaper. You can bring in examples that they can resonate more than somebody who might be talking about Trump or Biden or whatever, because it's not as relevant an example, right? So like, oh, this person's here. It's like, Slovenia is awesome.
Yeah, good.
So you just step it. Like that would be my plan for the next 12 to 24 months, is to build a highly successful coaching practice off the back of Slovene-only content. Then once you get to the point where you're making good money doing that and you have a small team, to then be thinking, position yourself for the worldwide version of it.
Okay, good. I thought to go English, but yeah, it's easier before just to start in my own language for the start. Yeah.
You can do English, and I think you could do well. It's just going to take you a lot longer. It'll take you a lot longer to gain traction, views, attention, and a lot longer to get paid. Which, if you get money faster, and then you can build a team faster, you can build your whole mission a lot faster as well.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Anything else? Is that it? We got it? We solved it?
We solved it. Yeah. And I do a lot of interviews also with women.
Yeah.
And I put them like once a week. I put one on YouTube. This is quite good. A lot of views. And but for my videos, I don't do them like once a week. I just have on my YouTube channel, I have these interviews. This is once a week, but mine I do like one per 2 weeks or something like that. So I have to be more consistent with this also. Yeah,
that's a big problem, because if you become the interviewer, remember when I said like talking to camera doesn't mean you're necessarily a good coach. When you're interviewing somebody else, it's even harder to see you as the coach, because you're the interviewer. You're not the person that I'm learning from the person you're bringing on, not necessarily from you. So interviews are a great way to hack an audience. So if you bring on somebody who everybody knows, and everybody in Slovenia, like I may not have heard of the person you bring on, but oh my gosh, that person's on? That's crazy. That helps build a brand awareness. You're kind of leveraging their brand and their celebrity a little bit, but you have to couple it with having your own content. Yeah. If I'm you, I look 3 times a week. I want an interview a week. I want a coaching session a week, and I want a talking to camera once a week. Those would be the hardest ones to do versus the coaching. Yep. Coaching is easy. You just show up. I mean, you have to DM people to get them in, but that doesn't take a lot of time. You just show up and you say, just like I did, hey, how can I help? What do you got? You don't need a lot of prep work. You don't even have to ask in advance, what do you want to talk about? Because you'll be able to answer almost anything in personal development, and women, like that's why they're coming to you, right? They're not asking you about how to raise horses or something, right? They're asking you about life issues that you can hopefully have an answer to. So yeah, I would try to do multiple lives per week, and then you take the best one. If you're doing 3 lives per week, for example, then you take the best one and put that to your YouTube channel. And then 1 talking to camera, which you could do as like you could film that once a month. Just film 4 videos. Go to Brendan's channel, look at the top videos, and record 4 of them in one day, and now you got your content for the month. And then your interviews. The interviews is the least important part of the content if you want to build a coaching practice. Yeah, so I have to switch this in my mind. So what's the barrier to actually make the switch in your mind? Now I was focused on just to get people in. No, and I didn't put so much effort and energy into what I'm really doing. So this is the switch. Yeah. Does it feel like it's going to stick, or are you still in doubt, or like, can I do it, or is there any resistance? I know I can do it. Yeah, I know I can do it. So now it's just putting it in the calendar, right? So it's 1 o'clock, 3 times a week, DMing the people to make it happen. And then once a month, like when can you actually film the videos once a month? Is there?
That's no problem. It's okay. This would go. Okay. Yeah, I just have to prepare and just do it.
Yeah. And at the beginning, don't even worry so much about the editing or the production quality, or if you make a mistake. Like today I was filming in the car. My wife was running some errands, so I filmed some of my videos in the car, and I made some mistakes, and just keep going. Like I said something wrong. Like, what did I just say? I don't know. Okay, keep going. And you keep going. even I was giving advice. Like I didn't write it down. I was just going from the top of my head. Like step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this. And then in my remembering at the end, okay, so guys, remember step 1. What was step 1 again? Oh yeah. Step 1, do this. And just keep it all in, because it's natural.
It's authentic.
Human.
Yeah.
It's authentic. Yeah. It's going to make people, but whenever we get in front of the camera, we often forget that. And then we have to be perfect. And then you're too professional and it falls apart. And
my first video, I think I was filming it for 3 days because every day we went something wrong. So yeah.
But what's your message to women? Like you're coaching women. Is your message to them, don't do anything unless you're perfect?
No, of course not.
Right? So, but there's one thing to teach it, and there's one thing that actually demoing it. If they see you not being perfect and then still going, I just forgot what I was saying. Okay, awesome. And here we go. And you just keep going with it. It's like, oh man, I love how she just doesn't worry about that stuff and keeps going. I want to learn how she does it. I want to hire her as my coach. Right? So when you're filming down to do these videos, you can have a rough outline. You know, if it's how to reprogram your mind for success, I'm sure if I asked you, hey, how do you reprogram your mind for success? You would have some answers for that. So you have a rough kind of outline of what you want to say, but don't worry about it being word for word perfect what you wrote in the script. Once you get in front of the camera, you press record, you're here to help. Women are going to watch this and be inspired and just tap into that energy more than I never get all the points. If I write out a script, I have 5 points. I never remember the 5 points. And then I come up with 3 new ones that I didn't think about because I'm in the zone. Those are the best videos. Like people will connect with you on those. So, if I'm you, I would, if you're going to make 4 videos on one day for the month, then super rough script, just bullet points that maybe takes you an hour to do all 4 videos. Like rough, like 15 minutes per video max. And then, 2 hours to record 4 videos. That's it. Don't give yourself the whole day. Don't give yourself 3 days to make 1 video. Because if you give yourself 3 days, you're going to take 3 days, right?
Yeah.
And it's like 50 takes to make it happen. And it's probably going to the words will get better and better, but the energy will get worse and worse. Versus just make it. So you give yourself 2 hours max to make it, and then you record the 4 videos, and you make a mistake, you just keep going. And the more you do, the better you'll get.
Yeah.
And then it's not this big project that, okay, oh my God, every video I make takes 3 hours. And so to make 4 videos is going to take me 12 hours, and it becomes this giant thing that becomes impossible. So yeah, I'm excited. So when do we start? When are videos coming up? Pecha, what's happening?
I just made one today, so I'm going to post it in the morning. Yeah. I just have to do a little editing, not much, but a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Nina here in the chat is saying... To put my
intro in and stuff like this.
Yeah, Nina's saying I do 50 takes, then delete it altogether, right? Like that's what we need to avoid. And I get it, because you don't want to put up something that doesn't feel great. But
you know what I did when I started to filming it? I started to, hey, how are you doing? And I remembered no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. But even if you do that, like putting up that video is still better than no video.
Yeah, that's true.
So then you watch back the video, or next Movement Makers, we're doing reviews of videos, right? So you should put one in, even if it's in Slovene. We can look at the energy. Yeah, and then you just make it better for the next time. It's like, okay, I'm going to start with a powerful opinion. I'm going to start with a powerful opinion. That's the only thing I would edit. Like if you just memorize your first line. What's the first line? So if the theme is reprogram your mind, you have your point form notes, but then the first line I want you to hit. Like, what's your opinion on that? That has to be the first sentence with energy. And if you don't hit that, then do it again. Take a breath, drink some water, whatever, and then say it again. And once you get the line, then you just go the rest of the video. You make mistakes, you keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
All right.
Thanks.
Good luck.
You helped a
We're
lot.
gonna follow along. Okay. Thank you, Petra.
Thank
Have
you.
a great week. Okay. Much love.
Bye-bye. Ciao.
If you want to see another awesome one-on-one I did with an entrepreneur just like you, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.